Hello, everybody, and welcome to Feature Friday number 3. Uh, Sorry about the little delay there. Turns out I just had to check if people could hear me, and, well, apparently that's a hard question. I don't know. In any case, so now that we're actually getting started here, let's take a look at Quaternion. Um, so. Two main differences you're going to notice. I guess there are two. Well, one sort of depends on the other. So when we load learning to roll now.
Ready, set, go!
Hey, check it out. I'm actually colliding with the ground. And not with some BS test object that I put in place of the ground. Yeah! I can do edge hits. You saw that, right? That was an edge hit. And I can fall off and restart.
Ready, set,
It may look a
go!
little bit strange to you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm getting some lag in the game, and because I'm streaming at the same time, and it's causing everything to look a bit strange. But that's because of a system I put in place to try to smooth things out. A couple of things look jittery. So the disadvantage apparently is that if you have lag, it makes it look a little bit weird. But it's all right. So the second thing I want to show you guys is check this out. Yep, you're seeing this correctly. This platform is now moving. It is a little bit shaky right now. You can see that here. I believe the main reason, well, part of it's the lag. Part of it is the fact that I'm currently not really interpolating the position of this platform between frames like I should be. I'm going to have to look into that. But don't worry. If you're not trying to stream while playing the game on a computer with only a dual-core CPU, it's totally fine and doesn't really look that jittery at all. Now, of course, this is Bullet, so we can do this. Oh yeah! Rotating platforms. Yep. Congratulations. You have now seen probably the least glitchy rotating platform I have made. Well, I mean, some of the ones in Angular Limo don't really glitch up that much, but some of them definitely do, and this one doesn't. I mean, okay, it is kind of jittery, as you can probably see over the stream. Everything's kind of rocking back and forth, and I'm going to try to look into if there's some way I can fix that, but as it is, it's decent. And I mean, if I weren't streaming, it'd look even better. So, yeah, rotating platforms, what crap. Okay, I guess we can look at it with the camera. There's no drop player at camera, so I can't just do that. So yeah, rotating platforms are a thing, and they will be a thing in Quaternion, of course. And it's gonna be awesome, guys. You can just watch this platform kind of drift through space. It's a lonely platform. So, that's basically all I have to really quote-unquote show off as far as new features are concerned. However,
Ready,
I can also try to activate the glitches.
go!
Yeah, there is actually a glitch that's present here, and this is a glitch that has plagued Jeff and other developers trying to use basically any modern physics engine for a Marvel game. So it's hard to do because I've partially fixed it, but sometimes if you jump at the right angle or roll in just the right way, you bounce like in the wrong direction or with the wrong magnitude. Oops, I did not mean to do that.
Ready, set,
And
go!
oh wait, I just now realized. You guys haven't seen me able to jump before. Yeah, I added that after week 2. Yeah, jumping now works. Oh gosh, I've hit a frame apocalypse. So, I'm going to try switching servers. I'll be back in a moment. Be right back. Alright, are we back? Yes, we're back. Okay, so did anybody catch any of those like last 3 minutes, or was that just lost to time? In any case, so sorry for that. Yeah, I'll go over everything I said again. So, something else that is new is the sound effects. Sound effects are put through from the audio or from the physics system to the audio system, and that's done in script. So currently, yeah, I have a rolling sound effect, I have jumping sounds, and I have bouncing sounds. Now the bouncing sound effect sounds like it's different from the original game. It's actually the same sound file, it's just pitch shifted. So that's why it sounds different. The pitch shifting actually depends on your velocity. Now that obviously won't be the final sound. I don't know what the final sound effect is going to be. I will keep you posted on that. There are a couple of glitches. One is, if I hold the jump button, well, it's actually working. Oh, there we go. See, I don't jump every time. The bounce sounds pretty quiet. You may not be able to hear it that well. But yeah, the reason why I'm not jumping every time is because my collision detection sometimes just doesn't catch the collisions. And I'm doing almost everything I can at this point, so there's really not much I can do. If you have a high enough FPS, and if you don't like intentionally try to trigger the glitch by just jumping a lot, it's generally not that bad. So do keep that in mind when you're playing the final game. Hopefully the glitch won't occur too often, but when it does, you know, just know that that's why. If it does, I might get pissed off and try to fix it some other way. Another glitch, let's see if I can trigger this one. Sometimes if you jump and hit the ground at the right angle, or if you roll in like just the right way, you'll either bounce off in the wrong direction, or you'll like bounce when you're just rolling on the floor. I know this triggered a couple minutes ago at one point. That kind of looked like it. I don't know. And this is a big thing. This is a bug that has plagued Jeff and High Guy and others trying to use more modern physics libraries to make a Marvel game for years. And there's a good reason for why it occurs. So basically, this isn't one large shape. This floor. Everything in the physics engine has to be split into triangles. So this floor is actually several different triangles. If you hit the seam between two triangles, you can sometimes bounce in the wrong way. Now, it typically happens a lot more often than this but I was able to make one slight change to Bullet's source code to fix it. I was incredibly I couldn't believe it when that happened, by the way. I was trying to debug this thing, and I knew that like Jeff had tried for years to fix this bug and hadn't. And then I changed one line of code. I'm like, okay, no idea if this is going to work. And it totally did. Well, in most cases, in like 90% of cases, it works. I think that's going to be good enough for Quaternion. If it ends up becoming more of an issue, then I can go ahead and try to do a more permanent fix. So let me explain some of the technical details of this. No, what am I doing? Okay. Are we still up? Because that was pretty sketchy. No, what I'm no, I'm not hitting anything. Jeez, I don't know what that was about, but what I'm trying to do is open Paint. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now that that's over with, so let's say we have, as I said, the floor is divided into triangles. So let's say it looks something like this from a bird's eye view. We have one triangle here, and then another triangle here, right? And these are adjacent, so they're actually touching in the middle. I just drew them slightly separated so that you can tell. So on the one side, so this is your side view. We have the one triangle, and here's the other triangle. Now, let's say you have your marble, and you hit the seam between these triangles. Now, it should be really hard to perfectly hit the seam. You're usually going to be slightly to one side or the other. But the Bullet physics engine, as it turns out, doesn't just check for collisions within your marble's radius. It actually adds a slight amount to the radius to serve as a threshold. I don't know why it does this. I thought that removing it would cause some horrible glitch to occur, but so far it really hasn't. It might be a performance thing, I don't know. Anyway, so with that threshold, there is definitely a lot of margin where you could hit that point, or where you could be touching both triangles at once. And if this happens, both triangles apply a force to you to make you, bounce up, or to make you not fall through the floor, and as a result, you get some sort of weird bounce that you're not supposed to. So if we remove that threshold, it's fixed, mostly. There are still two cases where it could occur. The one case is if you happen to hit it exactly, that's like a potato, not a marble. That's also a potato. If you happen to hit it like exactly, you know what, why am I not using this? If you happen to hit it exactly on the edge. Now, this theoretically shouldn't happen like at all, because floating point numbers don't have arbitrary precision. It will happen on occasion. If you're within like 1/1,000,000th, then it'll register as both. So that can happen. The other thing that can happen is, let's say you're not rolling, you're jumping, and you come down onto the floor. Now, when this happens, as your marble comes down onto the floor, because the collision happens in discrete steps, it'll step forward, and then after one step, it'll be slightly submerged in the floor. Now, obviously, the physics engine is smart enough to realize that you shouldn't be submerged in the floor, and it pushes you back up out. But in the process, as you can see, we're still colliding with both triangles. So you still get a weird bounce that you're not supposed to get. So those are the two cases where the glitch can still occur. Fortunately, those appear to be rare enough that they don't affect normal gameplay terribly much. But if it becomes more of an issue, what I might be able to do is find out where in the code it's getting this list of collisions, and include a case saying, okay, if we're colliding with two triangles that are parallel and adjacent, just don't. Just like remove one of them so that you're only colliding with one or the other. This would work it might have some issues, like, for instance, if we have two triangles that look like this. That wasn't really a triangle. You know, why am I not using the line tool? Again, why am I not doing that? So if we have two really skinny triangles like this. Nope. Then you see, if you hit right here in the middle, it'll go, oh, they're two adjacent triangles that, you know, you should only collide with one. But if you were to hit it right here, technically you are hitting both triangles, and you should register as hitting both triangles. But you'd only register as hitting one of them because they're two adjacent triangles. So you see how that could happen where an issue like that occurs. But that would be a pretty rare case, especially since, okay, let's face it, these triangles are freaking weird. They probably won't occur, you know, no configuration like this will occur in Quaternions models. Given that I'm going to be making them in Blender, I'll have control over the individual triangles. I can just make sure that this case never shows up. Like, if necessary, what I could just do is I could just take these two triangles and split them up like this, so that when you're looking at the thin part, they're technically separate triangles that aren't adjacent. So that would work. But it would be complicated to implement, so I'm going to hold off on actually doing that fix, or attempting to do that fix, unless I reach a point where I think it's necessary for the gameplay to not be adversely affected too much. Meanwhile, there was one other thing I was going to say about that, I think. Yeah, I forget what it is. So that's basically my explanation of, you know, what that glitch is, where it's coming from, why it happens, etc. At this point, this is basically everything I wanted to say. Does anybody have any questions whatsoever regarding Quaternion, Quaternion features, Quaternion development, or really just about anything apart from, like, I mean, I guess I'll accept weird, stupid, immature questions that don't really imply much, but meh. You know, like the kinds of questions I get asked in my MBPU streams. You know what kind of questions I'm talking about. But anyway, questions about Quaternion. Anybody? Oh, you saw a slight bounce there. How similar are the physics to MBG at the moment? Similar enough that they don't really feel terribly unfamiliar. At the same time, there are ways that I can definitely tell it's not exactly the same. I don't really plan on doing terribly much about this, mainly because Quaternion isn't MBG. So I'm trying to make them similar, so people who are familiar with MBG aren't completely lost, but I'm definitely not wanting to make them the same. If they're slightly different, that's a good thing. Well, I mean, there's a point at which that becomes an issue. Like, if they're only slightly different, then people might be like, I expect it to be like MBG and it isn't. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. Oh, here's one difference. I'm pretty sure in MBG I couldn't climb up a slope like this. Yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, this is the point at which I can't climb it anymore. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, so much for that. Alright, now, um, now I guess we play something less CPU intensive, like MBPU. Actually, MBPU is probably more CPU intensive, with all the multitude of script callbacks that are like happening all the time. Oh yeah, the reason why I didn't collide with the other one isn't because I don't have diff collision per se. Um, I mean, I guess it is technically. But yeah, that I just, I could have made that no. What am I saying? It's totally just a diff collision thing. Yeah. It's yeah, no diff collision. That's exactly what it is. I don't know what I was trying to get at. Um, any other questions? Also, while I'm at it, who exactly is Cool Dude Poke? I mean, I feel like I've seen you before, but I'm not sure if I know who you are. The um, the fact that you introduced yourself with "Hi Pickle." Yep, yeah, it is Matt. Okay, I thought that was you, Matt. I thought that was you. Anyway, yeah. Anybody else have any questions, like David or? I don't know. Is Hi Guy still watching this? Is Kala still watching this? Is anybody watching this? Am I alone? Is there nobody else in this universe? Is the entire world just an illusion and I'm the only person who truly exists? That was strange. So, get excited for Quaternion, guys. Some other stuff I've been working on. I have some music that I've been making. Um, yes, I'm watching my own stream. How else do I see the chat? Oh, there's probably another way to see the chat. But yeah, I'm watching my own stream so that I can make sure everything's going through properly. Anyway, but yeah, in any case, you should hear some of the music I've been working on. It's really great. I mean, I'm not quite going to play it. I don't necessarily want to spoil the surprise, but it's sounding pretty epic. Fun fact, the music I've been working on right now is actually a reworking of something I wrote a long time ago. Back in the day, I was trying to make a game that it was going to be a 3D version of V, the indie game V, as in V V V V V V. Um, and so that was music I made for it. Now I made it in GarageBand, so I had to basically remake the entire thing in FL Studio because, to my knowledge, there's no way to go from one to the other, at least note-wise. You could move the waveform over, I guess, but that doesn't really help if you're trying to edit individual notes and such. So yeah, in any case, I found it on. I was looking through files on my older computer looking for it because I'm like, now that I think about that, that was a really cool song. It might be useful in Quaternion. And the style does actually match pretty well. So look forward to hearing that in the final game. It's a somewhat long track. It's like 4 minutes. It's crazy. Yeah, it's 6 Vs, not 5, for the record. 6 Vs. Oh gosh, what was the first FL Studio song I ever made? I should technically have it. Let's see here. FL Studio. Which one was it? It wouldn't have been new stuff. Some track. Was it that one? Might have been some track. I don't remember what all of those are. Don't ask. But yeah. Three folder joined in and wants to be updated. So I guess I can do a quick recap of what happened in the stream. Collision now works with like shapes so that you can actually load in models and collide with them. You can also make platforms move and rotate. That's a little bit glitchy at the moment, but I'm, gonna try to fix that up so that it looks a bit nicer. It's just there's a bit of a stutter to it. That's all. Um, there is jumping now, although jumping has a glitch that is a bit of a pain in the butt, where sometimes you just can't jump. It typically only happens if you're coming down from a bounce, so don't rely on being able to just continuously jump in the final game, unless it turns out that's really important, and then I'll actually try to fix it. There are sound effects tied into the physics now, so rolling works, the rolling sound works, jumping and bouncing sounds work. The bouncing sound sounds a bit weird because I'm pitch shifting it. Those sound effects aren't final, obviously. I'm going to make new sound files for those. And there is a pesky glitch with bouncing in the wrong direction or bouncing when you're not supposed to bounce that I've discovered. Jeff and High Guy have been trying to work with that and get around it for years. I finally found a partial fix to it. It doesn't work all the time, but it works most of the time, and if I'm careful to make my models look nice from a triangle perspective, it probably won't appear much at all in the final game. So yeah, that's about everything Quaternion-wise. I did go through a weird and somewhat mathematical explanation of what exactly is going on. I guess it's not really terribly mathematical, but I explained, in a technical sense, why exactly the glitch is occurring. I tried to explain it in layman's terms, but in any case, so yeah. And also, I'm working on making some of the music for the final game, which is going to be awesome. Any questions, by all means, feel free to ask. I'm going to keep the stream up for another couple minutes, just to make sure, things get wrapped up here. But apart from that, I think we're about done here. New goals for the week will be posted tomorrow. Not actually sure what exactly I'm going to be doing this week. I should make sure to figure that out. No, sorry. I am so sorry. Did I say tomorrow? I meant Sunday. Ha! Today's Friday. Oh gosh, I've been a day off since yesterday. Or was it Thursday? Oh wait, yesterday was Thursday. But yeah. If anybody has any questions, by all means, now is the time to ask. And that means you, Three Folder. To end the stream, try to draw a cat in MS Paint. This is a challenge. Alright, looks like nobody has any questions, so the cat is going to be the end of this stream. That looks like crap. That also looks like crap. Why am I being so artistic about this? It's a friggin' cat. Looks like a human foot. Trying to picture what a cat's foot looks like. No, definitely not that. No. That ear's still too thin. There we go. Oh please, 3-folder. I use the internet. I think I've seen enough cat photos. And give him some stripes or something. Okay, now he looks like a baguette. Seriously, he looks like a giant loaf of bread at this point, with the way those stripes look. Yeah, I guess I'll add stripes going the other direction. Wait, what am I doing? Why am I trying to draw the whole thing with my mouse? I do have a touch screen. Oh, and can't forget the little, um, okay, I'm gonna draw that with my mouse. The precision required is just too much. The little M. Yeah, fun fact, that's like a thing in Muslim folklore, is that all cats have an M on their forehead because like Muhammad was like a big cat guy. So like he put an M on a cat's forehead because the cat was a nice cat, and now all the cats have an M on their forehead. I think that's what I've heard. I don't know. Either that or it's actually like some kind of stereotype, and I'm being terribly like prejudiced right now by reinforcing it. I don't know, but I think that's how it is. This guy needs a couple more stripes. Yeah, that no. This needs to go farther to the left. Why am I so concerned about this? It's a friggin' cat drawn in MS Paint. It's not supposed to be intricate or anything. So Cat ladies aren't Muslims, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure uh, cat ladies aren't the cat ladies don't know enough, from a cleanliness perspective to keep hair from going all over. I was trying to make a joke about the fact that cats leave hair everywhere, and uh, cat ladies and like Muslim women have to. No, never mind. Um, there. There's your cat. This should be centered. Whoops. Accidentally saved it as Quaternion car. It's not a car, it's a cat. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. We're going to make this all fancy, and we're going to color this cat. Because why not? Um, let's add a color. Oh gosh. Hold on one second. $204. No, what am I doing? 2040. There. There's the color of your cat. Oh, whoops. And then I just get a darker version and use that for all this stuff. Not dark enough. That's more like it. You know what? No, that's not orange enough. Hold on. Oh, the reason why I wasn't able to paint the ear in one click is because um yeah, the reason why I wasn't able to paint the ear in one click is because uh if you look really closely, there's actually a bit of light gray there because it makes the edges of the lines slightly fuzzy so that they don't look weird. It's like an anti-aliasing thing, but in the process, if you then try to fill the areas in between, you get all these white lines all over everything. So, yeah. Um, there, that's a nice cat. Okay, so, yep. Well, what kind of background should I give this? Here. I'll put him in the yard. maybe add some clouds. This reminds me of the one day I was bored at work and I drew a nice like island scene in paint. But then I realized that if I saved it, it would technically be my company's intellectual property because legal stuff is weird. So, yeah, that got destroyed. There we go. That's a good drawing. Well, there's not really any shading, but I can't be bothered. Um, so yeah, uh, thank you all for watching the stream. Um, Marbles the cat thanks you as well. And yeah, see you all next time. Bye.